Good day, everybody. It's another Saturday, a nice, lovely Saturday after a giant dumping of snow. Anyway, I can't do this while I'm driving today because my wife's little thing that holds the phone, it became unsticky and it fell down. So I figured I'd do this because I'm back now. I'm back from the park and I do a quick video, so I'll just hold the phone while I do it because it's something I wanted to get out. I've been thinking a lot about this phrase, diversity is our strength. It's bandied about a few years ago. It was really, really big. Everybody said diversity is our strength. And it, gave rise to, of course, the insane level of tolerance that we've reached, or expectation of tolerance, I should say. And I was thinking about it, because I always felt that unity was our strength. If we're all unified, then that's our strength. And then I realized it's not about diversity. Diversity is our strength is a code phrase. What it really means is division is their strength. So, and what I mean by that is division by way of the people in positions of power, the political elite, the academic elite, the media elite, the party of Davos, as Steve Bannon is wont to say. Division is their strength because if they can divide the people up, the unwashed masses, the plebs, the regular working Joes, the low class people, if they can divide us up by, race and gender and sexual orientation, Jew and Gentile, black and white, country of origin, or, native born, that kind of stuff, or, even, vaccination status or unvaccination status. If they can divide us up, then we're that much more easy to marginalize. We're that much more easy to pit against one another. See, this is what they want. They want us all divided up by these insignificant characteristics. These things that make no real difference anywhere, so that we're more easily conquered, and if we're fighting each other, then we'll never unify to fight them. So this was crystallized to me this morning. So we had this big dumping of snow last night, and normally the wife and I will go out and clean it while it's falling the night, and then clean it again in the morning. Now, we didn't last night. We had a pretty busy day, and we fell asleep on the couch, and by the time we woke up, it's just, it's too late. We're too tired to do it. So we got out this morning, and my neighbor, I guess, got a brand new snowblower, and he's being, neighborly and gracious, and so he's doing everybody's sidewalk. He come down to my property, and I, jokingly, half jokingly said, "Hey, how much to do my driveway?" He's like, "No, don't worry about it. I'll do it. You just clean up around your car and I'll do it." I'm like, no, I gotta pay. He's like, no, I'm happy to do it. I'm like, oh man, that's like really swell. So anyway, so he cleaned up my driveway. So the wife and I had a much, much easier job. And then, of course, because he did that, I felt guilty watching my neighbor. She's like probably late 20s, early 30s. She's out there doing her driveway right next to mine all by herself. So because he helped me out, I went and helped him out. I went and helped her out, I should say. And it's one of these things where if people work together, they can get a hell of a lot more accomplished. So then the plow came this afternoon, right? The plow came around noon or 1 o'clock or whatever, and piled this big dump of, rocky, icy slush down by the base of my driveway, which they always do. It's, it's what it is living in the suburbs. So I get ready to go out and shovel, and I come out, and my neighbor, he's down there shoveling my driveway with my neighbor. So with the girl next door, she's shoveling out my driveway. So by the time I got out there was hardly anything left to do. I cleaned it up, and then I went and finished and helped her out. And then her neighbor to her side came out and helped her out. And then our neighbor across the road that, people aren't really too jazzed about because he's kind of a bit of he can be kind of surly, let's say. He tries pulling in. He hasn't cleaned his driveway. He tries pulling in with his big truck, and he gets stuck on the big mountain at the bottom of his driveway. So we all try and give him a push, and it's still not working. So eventually he said, okay, we'll back out and have to clean that up before you can pull in. So he backed out, and then like 5 of us went over there and helped clean out the mound at the base of his driveway. And like, this is the first year we've ever done that. And it all came down to one guy being neighborly and helping out with his new snowblower. So it just, when people are dedicated to, a mutual cause, it doesn't matter where they come from, it doesn't matter their age. So like my neighbor here, I'm 50, she's probably in her 20s or 30s. She probably looks at me like a stupid old guy. I mean, we're generally civil to one another, but we have nothing in common apart from we live next to each other. The guy down at the end of the road, he's got a bunch of dogs that always bark at my dog when I'm walking by. He's like, oh, I'm sorry about my dogs. I'm like, no, man, they're protecting your house. It's all good. I totally expect dogs to bark when they see other dogs or they see other people coming near your property. And anyway, so at the end of the day, I helped him out. The wife and I were going out that day. We picked up a couple of gift cards, put them in an envelope with a thank you card, put them in his mailbox. And when I saw him later, he's like, hey, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I wanted to say thank you because that was really, really kind of you to do that. And I offered to say, hey, what do you drink? I'll buy you a bottle. He's like, no, I don't drink. Well, that's something new I know about the guy. He's a teetotaler. He doesn't drink. Good on him. Anyway, I guess what I mean to say is that being united is much, much more powerful than just going off into our little suburban homes and, cloistering ourselves in there and watching our Netflix, watching our YouTubes, and never saying hello to our neighbors. I got to know on a first name basis 5 of my neighbors today. And I've been living here for 10, 12 years. Maybe even longer, maybe 15. I don't know. Been living here a long time. And barely say hello to anyone beyond my immediate 2 neighbors. But I got to meet all these guys. And I got to, get to know them on a first name basis. And it's because, what do we have in common? What's our uniting factor? We live on the same street. So, if people can become unified over something insignificant, like living on the same street, then division isn't their strength. So anyway, don't fall into the trap of diversity as our strength, or being divided by, immutable characteristics or insignificant details about your group that you belong to. Be part of a bigger group. Be part of a neighborly group. Be part of a national group where you unite with your fellow countrymen. Because the real enemy, I've said this before, the real enemy are those who wish to rule over you. And if we can get together and do, lift thousands of pounds worth of ice and snow and slush, simply by virtue of the fact that we all live on the same street, then we get get together and push back against tyranny, push back against people who think they're better than us, push back against people who would pit us against one another. Anyway, all right, I got to get the dog in. She's being very quiet. I thought for sure she'd be whining by now. But anyway, I'm going to go in. I'm going to have myself a nice big glass of water and watch some YouTube. You all take care. Oh, one more thing. Ammunation live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Join me and Irving Twin. We'll talk about different things. I'll probably unpack this little subject a little bit more, get his thoughts on it. I know he's probably got thoughts. Anyway, you all take care. Love ya. Bye-bye.